The universe had bowed to the iron will of Hiranyakashipu. Gods were enslaved, the natural order was rewritten, and the name of Vishnu was a treasonous whisper punishable by death. The palace of the Asura king was a fortress of absolute fear, a monument to a universe subjugated by a single, vengeful will. Yet, within this heart of darkness, a lotus had bloomed. Young Prahlad, carrying the divine wisdom imparted by sage Narad when he was in his mother's womb, remained utterly untouched by the cruelty of his lineage. While his father demanded the worship of his own name, Prahlad's heart beat only to the cosmic rhythm of the supreme preserver, Vishnu. For Hiranyakashipu, the discovery of his son's devotion was a betrayal that fractured his mind. The child of his own blood was chanting the name of the very entity who had slaughtered his twin brother. Prahlad's faith was not a belief, it was absolute, unshakable knowledge. If the boy would not renounce Vishnu, the boy had to die. Hiranyakashipu unleashed the horrors of his empire upon his own flesh and blood. He ordered Prahlad trampled by maddened war elephants, but the beasts recognized the divine spark within the child and bowed at his feet. He was thrown into pits of venomous serpents, but the snakes formed a protective canopy over his head. He was cast from the highest, jagged peaks of the Asura realm, yet he descended as gently as a falling leaf, cradled by the invisible force of the cosmos. In a final act of desperation, the king's sister, Holika, who possessed a boon to withstand fire, carried the boy into a blazing inferno. But the laws of magic bow before the laws of devotion. A divine wind stripped the protective mantle from the demoness, reducing her to ashes, while Prahlad emerged from the flames, his skin as cool as the morning dew. The universe held its breath. The Sandhya Kal had arrived, the junction of day and night, the very hour of destruction. Diti had defied to birth this terror. Dragging his son into the grand assembly hall, Hiranyakashipu demanded to know the source of the boy's relentless defiance. Prahlad answered with a devastatingly simple truth. The source of his strength was the same source that gave the king his strength. The Supreme Lord was everywhere. With the innocent clarity of the ultimate devotee, Prahlad answered that the Supreme Lord was everywhere. He was in the sky, in the earth, in the king himself, and in the very pillars of the palace. Roaring with blasphemous laughter, the Asura king challenged the cosmos one final time. If God is in this pillar, he bellowed, let him save you. With all his titanic, earth-shattering might, Hiranyakashipu smashed his sword into the stone. Brahma's boon was a lock, forged from the arrogance of a tyrant, seemingly impossible to break. Neither man nor beast, neither inside nor outside, neither day nor night, on no ground and in no sky, by no weapon forged. But the supreme reality is the master of all laws. The pillar did not just break, it gave birth to the ultimate paradox. The universe held its breath, and then, the stone screamed. From the shattered ruins of the pillar emerged a nightmare born of divine necessity. Lord Vishnu had arrived, not as a gentle preserver, but as a terrifying paradox. He was Narsimha, half man, half lion. A being of incomprehensible ferocity, manifested solely to exploit the impossibly arrogant boons granted by Brahma. The Supreme Lord had bypassed every condition of the Hiranyakashipu's immortality. The battle that followed was swift and destructive. Hiranyakashipu's invincible strength was nothing before the sheer, untamed wrath of God. Narsimha was neither a beast, nor a man, nor a dev, nor an asur. Narsimha dragged the tyrant to the threshold of his throne room, neither indoors nor outdoors. The time was twilight, neither day nor night. The avatar pinned the Asura king upon his lap, neither in the sky nor on the earth. And as the ultimate arbiter of cosmic justice, Narsimha required no weapons. With his bare, diamond-hard claws, not with any forged weapon, the avatar tore open the stomach of the greatest enemy creation had ever known. The tyrant was dead, but the terrifying fury of Lord Narsimha continued to burn, threatening to consume the very universe he had descended to save. Even the greatest of gods dared not approach the raging avatar. But where divine power terrified the heavens, pure devotion found only love. Unfazed by the gore and the wrath, young Prahlad stepped forward. Bowing before the fearsome half-lion, he offered his gentle prayers. Touched by the absolute purity of his devotee, the Supreme Lord's apocalyptic rage melted into profound tenderness. Touched by the absolute purity of his devotee, the Supreme Lord's apocalyptic rage melted into profound tenderness. As the avatar blessed the child, the cosmic scales realigned. The long, suffocating night of Hiranyakashipu was finally over, and the universe, once again, could bathe in the light of the Supreme Preserver. The first descent was over. But the gates of Vaikuntha were still closed. Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu were defeated, their terror finally washed from the earth. The cosmic debt was not yet paid, and 2 more descents were remaining. If you missed out on our previous video exploring Lord Murugan's abode of Palani, check it out right here. On Friday, we will explore Lord Murugan's next abode situated at Swamimlai.